other webinar. Welcome and acknowledge Dr. Nilanjan Sengupta, Director Technical, and King Suksen, Assistant Director Technical IEI, for providing all required facilities and timely support for approval procedure. It's my immense pleasure to welcome eminent panelists of today's webinar, Dr. Aditi Sharma, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Parul Institute of Technology, Parul University, Vadodara, Gujarat. Mr. Pritimoy Sanyal, Head Technology, Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad University and University of Technology, West Bengal. Dr. Achyut Sarkar, Assistant Professor, Computer Science and Engineering, National Institute of Technology, Arunachal Pradesh. This eminent speaker will share their knowledge about subject mentioned. Would like to welcome moderator of this event, cum Secretary of IEI South Local Chapter Surat, Mr. Ketan D. Panchal, Assistant Professor, Mechanical Department, South SS Gandhi Engineering College, Surat. And finally, the most valuable, our dear participant. You are wholeheartedly welcome to attend this event and improve your knowledge and understanding for effective implementation of emerging area concept for development of smart city. Let me brief about today's webinar. If you see the past history of India, after 1940, there were 4 metropolitan cities in India. These are Kolkata, Delhi, Mumbai, and Chennai. The national economy saw a rise due to industrial revolution and invention of new technologies that increased the standard of living of people living in urban areas. These metropolitan cities are now mega cities, along with Bangalore and new 18 other cities now emerge as a metropolitan in current scenario. We have witnessed many advantages and benefit of urbanization, but due to certain global urbanization problems, which are like overcrowding, transportation problem, water shortage problem, housing problem, development of slum, sanitization, health hazard, degraded environmental quality, unemployment, increased rate of poverty, urban crime, and disposable of trash. These are the few of the problems that we have faced, and that leads to devastating of our planet Earth. Now, if we see the current way of administration of this city, that is a very well not properly planned or effective. So for example, we face that water shortage, particularly in summer, while in case of monsoon, we can found that most of the city are flooded due to not proper disposal system and all that. And traffic and parking issues we are facing throughout the year. And that's why IoT is a technology that is expanding the world, and IoT-based industry with smart city-based outcome is growing rapidly. Cities are becoming connected as the IoT advance and allowing them to improve infrastructure, installation efficiency and reliability and responsiveness of emerging service. In fact, new IoT smart cities projects are likely to emerge as the available technology become more widely adopted and more targeted at the requirement of specific use cases. So our eminent panelist of this webinar will provide an idea to cover city lighting, city public transportation, water management. So hope with the application of such content, student, researcher, faculties, member, industry person, all will get benefited. So once again, on behalf of Southwest Local Chapter, I would heartily welcome each and everyone. Now I request Dr. Thakre sir, Honorable President of IEI, to address the gathering with his presidential speech. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, all. Eminent panelist of the session, Dr. Aditi Sharma, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Parul Institute of Technology, Parul University, Vadodara. Mr. Pritimoy Sanyal, Head Technology Cell, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, University of Technology, West Bengal, and Dr. Achyut Sarkar, Assistant Professor, Computer Science and Engineering, National Institute of Technology, Arunachal Pradesh. Dr. SS Gandhi Engineering College, Surat, and Honorary Secretary, South Gujarat Local Center, IEI, and moderator, Dr. Ketan Panchal. Dr. G. Ranganath, who is not able to join but may join after some time. Dr. Jignesh Vagasia, Chairman, South Gujarat Local Center. Kingshuk Sen, Nilanjan Sen Gupta of Headquarter. Fellow engineers, ladies and gentlemen. I consider it a great opportunity for all of us to be a part of this technical webinar on unequal cities, bringing balance through development of smart cities, IoT-based smart city infrastructure and its application model, being organized by South Gujarat Local Center of the institution. The effort of the institution has always been to keep its members informed and abreast about the latest engineering and technological developments occurring in national and international arena through organizing technical events on a regular basis involving eminent professionals and practitioners. Over its last 100 years of existence, the institution has provided valuable suggestions and policy inputs to the policymakers contributing to the national growth. During the pandemic situation, technical webinars are being conducted by the institution on contemporary topics regularly, which provides a virtual knowledge sharing platform for our members and many other professionals attached to the domain. Smart city is a framework predominantly composed of information and communication technologies, that is ICT, to develop, deploy, and promote sustainable development practices to address the growing issues and challenges in urbanization. A major part of this ICT framework is an intelligent network of connected objects and machines able to transmit data using wireless technology and the cloud. Further, cloud-based IoT applications receive, analyze, and manage data to help the city administration, enterprises, and citizens to make better decisions that improve the quality of life. In a smart city ecosystem, citizens use smartphones and avail the connectivity in cars, home appliances, electronic gadgets, etc. Smart communities have the opportunity to improve energy distribution, streamline trash collection, decrease traffic congestion, and improve air quality with the application of IoT. Research studies and surveys forecast that in near future, 2/3 of the world population will be living in urban areas, which leads to the necessity to incorporate intelligent services to meet the needs of the residents. An emerging solution to deal with the scenario in the convergence of information and communication technologies through the implementation of the concepts of smart cities and Internet of Things to provide solutions in diverse fields like infrastructure, transportation, and surveillance. Considering this challenging scenario, implementation of multi-level IoT-based smart cities infrastructure management architecture is the need of the hour. To this end, this webinar is being organized involving renowned experts from industry and academia to discuss and highlight the pertinent issues regarding development of smart cities based on IoT-based infrastructure. The deliberations on these issues are expected to provide us more insight and leave us intrigued on the subject. I hope that these discussions during this webinar will encompass all facets of the subject holistically, involving all stakeholders. I wish this technical webinar all success and congratulate South Gujarat Center for organizing this activity. Thanking you once and all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. For Honorable Hemant Thackeray, sir, President of Institutions of Engineers India, Dr. G. Ranganath, who is a committee chairman of CATE, our Honorable Chairman of South Gujarat Local Center, my three expert panelists, my dear participants. As a moderator of this webinar, I must excited to brief the concept. As you are very well aware, with the smart city is a technological modern urban area that uses different types of electronic methods, voice activation method and sensors to collect specific data information, which we have gained to manage asset, resources and services efficiently. The smart city concept integrates information and communication technology, that is ICT, and various physical devices connected to the IoT network to optimize the efficiency of city operations, services, and connect to the citizens. In a nutshell, city needs to become smart cities nowadays, as we are talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat. So cities needs to become smart cities. We have invited 3 expert speakers. I am more than happy to introduce all the speakers. Let me start with Dr. Aditi Sharma. Currently, she is associated with Department of Computer Science and Engineering as an associate professor, Parul Institute of Technology, Vadodara. She has received his BTech degree in computer science from Modi Institute of Technology and Science in 2008, qualified GATE in 2008. She received her PhD from MBM Engineering College, JNU, India. Before this, she has worked as an associate professor in ITM Vocational University, Quantum University, Roorkee, Uttarakhand. Her overall experience is almost more than 30 years. She has published many technical research papers in international journals, conference. Very happy to share that she has authored 2 books also. Granted more than 13 patents in her credit. Specifically, her research area includes cryptography, blockchaining, VLSI, cellular, automata, machine learning, AI chatbots, and artificial intelligence. I must share that she achieved many awards and scholarship, including Nav Shakti Awards by North Eastern Council, Ministry of Donier, Government of India. Congratulations, madam. Awards from Madan Lal Khunana, Sunil Dutt, APJ Abdul Kalam. We are happy to have you here, madam. Welcome. Our next panelist is Dr. Pritimoy Sanyal. He is a head technology cell, Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad, University of Technology, West Bengal. He has completed his MCA and MTech in bioinformatics from Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad, University of Technology. As I briefed, presently he is head technology cell over there. Also, he is a member of advisory committee of technology and IT innovation cell, higher education department, government of West Bengal. Very happy to know that, sir. He has more than 10 years of academic experience, 16 years, more than 16 years research experience, and more than 9 years of administrative experience. He has also authored many books, reputed journal, research papers, conference papers, etc. I must narrate that he has developed several software for the university and higher education department, West Bengal also. He was an active member of research group at Indian Statistical Institute, Kolkata from 2004 to 2009. He was also secretary, Science and Engineering Society from 2008 to 9. Presently, he is associated with IISc Bangalore for developing speech recognition app in agriculture domain. Excellent, sir. We appreciate your effort. Welcome to the expert panel today. Our next speaker is Dr. Achyut Sarkar. Hope he is. Dr. Achyut Sarkar completed his MTech in Computer Science Engineering from Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad University of Technology, India. He has pursued his PhD from NIT Arunachal Pradesh, India. He is associated as an assistant professor in Department of Computer Science Engineering at NIT Arunachal Pradesh, India. He is also having a rich teaching experience, more than 10 years, published many national and international research paper, patents. He is a reviewer and editorial member also of many journals. He also served as technical program committee member of many international conferences, life member of many technical institutions like IST, IEEE, etc. His major research area are computer networking, machine learning, IoT, and big data. So my dear participants, I am very happy to announce that more than 100 participants have been joined and all are waiting for the expert panel. So at first I invite Dr. Aditi Sharma. Please, ma'am, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for nice introduction, and thank you Institution of Engineers and the chairman of all the governing bodies for inviting us as the panelists. Let me start with the agenda. Let me share my screen first.
Yes, ma'am. Share your screen, ma'am.
It's visible.
No, madam, not yet. Please share.
Now is it visible?
No, madam. Slides are not coming, ma'am. Please share your slides.
I think it must be visible.
Madam,
Just
first
a
of all,
minute.
open any of your slide and then share your screen.
Okay, okay. First, just a second. Now I think my screen is visible to you.
No, madam, it is not coming, ma'am.
Not coming. Maybe
Your
now.
meeting screen is coming here.
Okay, now
Yeah,
now
it
it's
is.
Yes, now it is
okay.
coming. Now it is coming. Make it
Okay.
full screen, ma'am. Okay, madam. Please.
Yeah, fine.
Okay,
Okay.
madam. Okay.
So a very good afternoon to all of you. Now I will start with the unequal cities bringing balance through development of smart cities. IoT-based smart city infrastructure and its application model. Previously, Kiri Panchal sir or Jignesh sir, a lot of persons have introduced this. What is a smart city? So let me introduce a smart city. What is exactly a smart city? A smart city uses the information and communication technology, that is ICT, to improve operational efficiency, share information with the public, and provide a better quality of government service and citizen welfare. So here, the outlines are the big picture: IoT fundamental, smart city infrastructure, the challenges, some solutions, conclusions, and future directions. Now, what is the main goal of the smart city? That is to optimize the city functions. What are the city functions we need to optimize and promote economic growth while also improving the quality of life for citizens by using smart technologies. Like what this is a fundamental connectivity between the wired cities and intelligent cities. This concept was introduced in the Los Angeles data in 1960s, and the establishment by Singapore of the National Computer Board in 1981. That was cited as a cybernetic interventions into urban planning. As time going on, the percentage of smart cities in world will keep increasing, because it's a very difficult to manage the population under the cities if they are not built as the smart cities. So here, the first, let me introduce the revolution of Industry 4.0, because we all are going under the Industry 4.0. So we stand on the brink of a technological revolution that will fundamentally alter the way we live, work, and relate to one another. In its scale, scope, and the complexity, the transformation will be unlike anything humankind has experienced before. We do not yet know just how it will unfold, but one thing is clear: the response to it must be integrated and comprehensive, involving all stakeholders of the global polity, from the public and private sectors to academia and civil society. The first industrial revolution, that is Industry 4.0, comes into 1784. That was the era of mechanization, steam power, and waving loom. After that, the second used electric power, that was introduced in 1870, and it was mass production, assembly line, and electrical energy. After it comes under the Industry 3.0 that introduced the automation, computers, and electronics. Now we are under the era of fourth industrial revolution, that is building the third, the digital revolution that has been occurring since the middle of the last century. It is characterized by a fusion of technologies that is blurring the lines between the physical, digital, and biological spheres, that is the cyber physical systems, Internet of Things, and the networks. Now, the IoT is fundamentally changing the business and drives convergence between ICT and industries. We are going to the products like what is the what was the product? We are going for the smarter products. We are embedding and enhancing processing the power, greater data capabilities, bi-directional communication. That is, if we are isolated, we have to be connected, pervasive convergence, and greater bandwidth, multiple technologies, real-time communication. For the operational technology, we are OT plus IT. Operational technologies are standing before, but now we are the convergence of IT into operational technology. That is application and data, integrated advanced analytics, shift in traditional product design. Now we are having service innovation, that is servitization. Products are designed with the integrated services, that is new business model. So these all are the competitive advantage when we are introducing IoT into our system. Now IoT is driving a profound transformation of the industries, the digitalization impacting products, processes, business models, and ecosystem social life. Ultimately, digitalization is connecting all industries into a giant ecosystem. Next is ITU-T recommendation, that is year 2060 overview of IoT. ITOT ITOT is the organization that introduced the IoT in the world economic era. So that is the communication networks. We are having different devices for the mode. We are having gateways. We are having physical thing, virtual thing. All physical things are connected via virtual things via the communication. These are having the mapping between them and communication via gateway are there. Links are there. So these are all the channels are physical world is ultimately connecting to the cyber world via communication networks. That is the recommendation from the ITOT for the 2060 map. This is the world of Internet of Things, where we are having devices, location, application groups, service sectors, and we all are connected via buildings, energy, consumers and home, healthcare and life sciences, industrial, transportation, retail, security, public safety, IT, and networks. So all worlds are connected, all problems are interconnected, and all having their own infrastructure via application groups. If we are talking about buildings, we are having the commercialization and institutional. If we are talking about buildings, energy, and consumer home, we are having the industry, supply, demand, alternative, and infrastructure, awareness, and safety, and convenience, and entertainment, and so on. So IoT and leading technologies. The IoT will benefit from the integration of a number of leading technology, including those for machine-to-machine communications, advanced sensing and actuation, cloud computing and distributed computing, softwareization, software-defined networking, network function virtualization, autonomic networking, big data management, semantic support, machine learning, AI, service delivery platform, security, privacy, and trust. So here I'm talking about the advances, perspectives, challenges in is, technical domain, standardization of IoT, and smart cities. This is a kind of a smart city model which was proposed at the time of Singapore, a seven-layer model of smart cities. Here, first of all, we are having infrastructure, that is my road, trains, buses, buildings, park. Okay, now we are having services and infrastructure. Between that we are having the ICT. ICT covers applications and the software, analytics, integration, interconnection, acquisition. Now, what are the services like? We need to deliver the energy, we need to propose the entertainments, healthcare, education, transportation, water. These all are the service domain, and these service domain must be covered with the like what we can go with the SDN, SOA, collaboration, application, clouds. As we are talking about analytics, we can introduce machine learning, predictive analysis, data mining. If we want to integrate, we can integrate sensor data, economic, population, GIS. If we want to interconnection via communication mode, we can use the DCT, ULE, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Zigbee, NFC, and many more. If we are talking about taking the data analysis into the domain, that is sensors, cameras, GPS, meters, smartphones. After all of this, we need to build with the security that comes my cyber physical system, and after that we need to go with the administration that comes under the management. So now why we introducing this smart city concept? That is the main agenda why we are going with the smart city. If we are talking about that city is covering, that is like a European report, and if we are talking in perspective of India, that may be like 50 times more than what the analysis is going into this presentation. So city equals to 1 lakh plus population. Okay, now over 50% of world population lives in cities and growing. By 2050, 75% will live in urban areas. So mega city equals to 10 plus million population. That is 11 in Asia, 4 in Latin America, 2 in Africa, 2 in Europe, and 2 in North America. 21 total in 2010, 29 to 35 in 2025, with 14 to 22 in Asia. So city population is growing much faster than the resources. That needs a sustainable ways to manage resources for city living. That is my sustainable water, sustainable electricity, sustainable housing, that will impact the quality of life, and that will impact the smart city. So how we are, are we solving the problem now? So $27.5 billion annual revenue in smart city technology by 2023, $174 billion investment by 2024 23. So these smart city concepts or smart city technologies are selling around the world, and the main tycoons are Cisco, Intel, Huawei, IBM, Physisco, and Siemens. Indian government will spend $7 billion for smart cities in the next 5 years. So here the high side of smart cities. So here we are investing our funds, and why we are like occupying the acquisitions, then mass production. Here we are going to the digital security, wireless electrical charging, city operational centers, IoT platform. First that we are under expectation. Okay, and peak of the curve going with the Internet of Things, big data analytics, smart transportation, consumer analysis, big data, energy and utilities. And after that, after going to the mass production, we are having vehicle to process communication, wire positioning and analytical system, intelligent lampposts, and wireless health management. Now, this is what we talk about in data source. Just time is publicly. So anyone can see what are the jobs, where is the base, and how much time are there. We have to see uh, in we all see this very different. In
Madam, your voice is distorted.
Sorry to interrupt you, madam. Your voice is not coming clearly. Am I audible, madam? Your voice is not coming clearly.
Dr. Panchal. Hello, sir.
Madam, you can unmute your mic if it's okay.
Let me inform.
Dr. Sharma. Madam, have you completed your presentation, ma'am?
Sir, please wait. I am on the call with madam. She is having some internet issue. Please wait.
Okay,
She is trying
okay.
for another connection.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
I am available.
Am I audible, sir, now?
Yes, fine.
Oh, sorry, actually some internet connectivity issues there.
Okay, it is okay, all okay, madam. Please start. We have all the participants are waiting.
Uh, yeah, 3 to 4 minutes. I'll sum up my
Okay,
presentation.
okay, no issue.
Screen is visible to you? Yeah.
Yes.
It is visible. Please move ahead, please.
So here, like what smart city services examples are, like we are having the daily police app to report crime. That is in the 6 months, 55,000 reports. That is the previous data. In Melbourne, all trees have been assigned the ID number so that public can report tree problems, overgrown branches, fallen trees, and all those things. So there are the list of cities, that is a partial list that is developed by the World Council on City Data until 2014 and 2015. And what is the areas measured by ISO 37120 in 2014? They have considered 17 parameters like economy, education, energy, environment, finance, fire and emergency response, governance, health and recreation, safety, shelter, solid waste, telecommunication and innovations, transportation, urban planning, wastewater, water and sanitation. Now indicators. The indicators are quantitative, qualitative or descriptive measures. 47 of 100 are core. So core are required, supporting and supportings are recommended, and profile that is informative. Like what if we are talking about the education, the core parameter is percent of female school aged population enrolled in school, percentage of students completing primary education, that is survival rate, that is my core, percent of students completing secondary education, that is my survival rate core, per primary education student to teacher ratio, that is also a core. Now percentage of this male school aged population enrolled in schools, that is my supporting data. Percent of school aged population enrolled in school, that is also supporting. And if we are talking about higher education degrees for 1 lakh population, that is also supporting. Now the challenges are financing, self-sustaining, revenue generation, ensuring fairness, public trust, customization, because every city is different. We cannot develop a single model for all the cities. So private companies want to reuse their one solution for all. Turnover technology gets outdated every year or two. Digital disruption, security and privacy. For this all those things, I just summarize the in the smart city India concept, that smart city India concept come into existence very prior, but in 2015 they have lay down the schemes like e-governance and citizen services, waste management, water management, energy management, urban mobility like smart parking, intelligent traffic management, integrated multimodal transport, and others, telemedicine, teleeducation, incubation, trade facilitation centers, city skill development centers. So that is 90 winning SCP for smart ICT investment. So fast track cities are 27, LS cities are 20, fast track cities are 13 for the investment of 982 crores, and round 330 investment of 6527 crores. So like what? So these are all are the top inhibitors to the adoption of the IoT, that is cybersecurity, integration, determining and managing business requirements, analytics, networking and communication, orchestration of workflows and processes, architecture, data management, device management, and application development. So overall IoT implementation sum up of 51% goes under the cyber security, and for the application development that is 13%. Thank you so much. Like what Mr. Prithimoy Sanyal will carry on the smart city with the farming concept. Thank you Kari Panchal sir. Can you cancel, sir?
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Sorry, participants, there was some technical issue with the internet. Now I invite Dr. Sir, are you ready, Pritimoy sir? Are you
Yes,
ready
yes,
with your
yes,
presentation?
yes.
Then please move ahead with your presentation, sir. Welcome.
Of course, sir.
Yeah, thank
So,
you. Thank you, madam.
So thank you, Madam, and also Dr. Ketan Dipanchal. And it's my privilege to get this type of opportunity. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible, sir.
Fine. So it's a great privilege me to get this type of opportunity to express my viewpoint on smart cities concept. Actually, I will share the screen first. What my presentation is there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it visible? It is visible clearly.
Yes. Just 1 minute. Yeah. Is it visible?
Yeah, visible, sir.
Yeah, fine. So already Madam actually explained about the concept of the smart city. So let us now focus on the smart farming for the smart city. Why farming? Because if we concentrate on the fact and figures of last status report 2020 or 2021 of the Global Food Security Index, what's the position of India? You know that it is 71 out of 113 countries all over the world. So that means we are not enough in a certain position to give the food for all. Okay. So what's the reason behind that? Because we actually mainly dependent on the traditional farming. So you know that if we consider three domains, first one is the continuous growth of the population that Madam already explained, that the capacity of the smart city actually help to accommodate large number of people. So this is the one of the scenario or one of the critical domain, that continuous growth of the population if we consider in one domain. In another domain, the urbanization, rapid urbanization is the another domain. And if you consider the decreasing of the fertile land in other domain, so you see the both the previous domain, that is the continuous growth of actually the continuous growth of population rate along with the urbanization actually inversely proportional with the fertile land. Okay. This is because a lot of actually problems are there, and I will examine and I will explain the each and problems. And in that case, we can mitigate all the problems. We can try to mitigate the problems if we follow the concept of the smart farming. And I think that India is the agricultural country. More or less 70% people actually depend directly or indirectly involved on agriculture. So without our farming becomes smart, we are not able to develop the smart city, because we have to ensure that each and every people from all over the country get their food. This is the concept of the food security. So, but if the population is increasing and the fertile land is decreasing, so as these are the inversely proportional, so how we can manage this? Actually, our moderators are informed that whenever I am working on the computational biology and bioinformatics, and I did my research work during the time of 2004 to 2009 in Statistical Institute, Indian Statistical Institute, Kolkata. At that time, during 2007, we actually predict that during 2025-26, we can face the actually the hunger. Okay, and we can actually lot of problems from the food security we also face. Okay, so this is the starvation or hunger or hunger security index actually reflect these facts. So in my lecture, I want to emphasize on the smart farming concept for the smart city. So this is the outline. The first one is what's the traditional farming process and what are the different challenges. I will explain and in bird's eye view. Of course, only the time limit is 25 minutes and already some networking issues actually, you know that we have lost few times. So, but I try to explain all these things in a nutshell view. So first of all, I will emphasis on the traditional farming process. What are the different challenges? Then why technology is required and how technology help to mitigate the challenge. We will explain. And then the concept of the smart farming. And after that, IoT based smart farming for the smart city and what's the future scope. So now let's concentrate on what's the problem of the traditional farming process. I segregate all the problems into some categories 1, 2, 3, and 4. In category 1, you see that the first emphasis on the small and fragmented land holding. This is one of the critical problem.
Sanya, so sorry to interrupt you. The slide is not changing.
Oh, my slide is not changing.
Yeah.
Okay, just I stop share again. Just one. Is it now visible?
Yeah, it is visible.
Which one? WHO?
First one.
First one. Oh, this one. Is it now visible?
I think it is hang, sir. It is not visible. It is visible with the first slide only.
Sir, please share entire screen.
Yes, I share the entire screen. Is it visible now?
Now it is changing.
It is changing, na?
Yeah.
So I think that full screen view there is some problem. So that's not issue.
No issue.
Yeah, I will show you.
Please carry on.
So yeah, already we have lost few minutes. So I try to complete within my time limit. Okay. So what's the traditional farming process? That's the problems. I actually segregate all these things into 4 sections. In first section, the small and fragmented land holding. This is the critical problem because in case of the smart farming, you know, if we compare with the other countries of the world, as for example, the European country or the American countries, actually farmer actually holds a huge amount of land. Okay. For example, whenever we actually apply some IoT-based technology or some drone-based technology, you know that the fragmented land means small piece of land because our farmer is not so much rich to for having that huge amount of land. So this is the first problem, that as the fertile land is continuously decreasing and also the farmer actually holds a small amount of land, so it is too difficult to follow the process, the IoT-based process that actually formulated by or implemented by the actually our developed country like Europe or America. Okay, so this is the first problem. Second, therefore, actually farmer is not willing to adapt the new technology. Whenever you tell them that you have to apply this, actually they know that some risk factors are there, so they are not willing to follow the new technologies. Okay, this is the first problem. Second one is the manure, fertilizer, and biocides. This is the critical problem. As the fertile land is continuously decreasing, but the we have to produce much food from the, actually this is the again inversely proportional. There is no optimized way by which we can produce huge amount of food on small amount of land. So this is the thing. And for doing that, they actually apply the pesticide, fungicide on the and a lot of chemical nutrients on the soil, and thus the soil actually decrease the fertility. How? Because you know, when the plant actually absorbs the water, actually it depends the pH value of the root tip area, because due to the difference of the hydrogen and concentration, plant actually is able to absorb the water from the ground. But whenever we use the huge amount of pesticides or fungicide or chemicals on the land, actually it changes the soil pH value and plant is not able to absorb the water from the ground. Thus the soil becomes physiologically dry. Okay. So this is the problem. So when fertile land becomes physiologically dry, so we are not able to cultivate the crops. So this is the second thing. Third one is the growing urbanization. I have already explained and Madam also explained that due to the huge growth of the population and also the urbanization, because we are not able to see what's the concept of the village. Okay, now everywhere you see that the some urbanization, actually you see the urbanization process, okay, everywhere in India. And fourth, of course, the fourth portion or fourth section is the lack of mechanization. I have already explained that our farmer is not able to or is not willing to adopt the new technologies. Okay, so these are the common problem of the traditional farming process. So we see that we are not able to give the food for all. So what we want to do in smart farming concept or in smart farming concept in smart city, what we want to do? We want to prepare or we want to make our own food. Okay, in my own house. This is the our motto, or this is our aim. That we will produce our own food in my own home or in my at the rooftop of my home. Okay, so how it's possible, I will explain one by one. Look that now. This is the I give one quote from the Food and Agriculture Organization. This is the important quote, that the science and technology coupled with improved human capital have been powerful drivers. Mind it, human capital have been powerful drivers of the positive change in the performance and evolution of the smallholder systems. This is the important, because science and technology, we have to adapt, we have to recognize both the application, the positive impact of the science and technology, as in our urbanization, as in our daily life, as in our agriculture. Okay, so how it's possible? You know that in modern days, in developed countries, they actually apply the technology in several areas, but as the time is very short, so I am not able to emphasize or cover all the areas. So basically what we are doing, because I am the head of the technology cell of our Maulana Abul Kalam Azad University of Technology. This is the only state technology university in West Bengal where huge amount of students, actually all from all over the India, actually come and learn. So what we actually, because our Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Shoikat Moitro actually take the initiative to develop one dedicated cell for that purpose, which is known as the Center for Precision Farming. And we have inaugurated that cell last year, where the eminent personalities from the different education institutions were present. Okay, so what we are doing, I actually mainly emphasis on that. So we apply the technology. First, we apply the technology on the crop diseases. This is the important, because I explained that application of the technology for disease identification and prediction. This is very much important, because till now farmer is not able to identify, farmer is not able to predict the diseases when it actually appears, and when they detect the diseases through their naked eye, at that time you see that a lot of crops actually destroyed. Okay, so it is very much important that we have to identify what's the problem, we have to predict when the disease actually appears, how we can apply different types of IoT-based technology. Look that we mainly concentrate on two great disease. Why I use the word great? Because it is very common throughout the world. Both the brown spot and blast disease of rice is very common throughout the world, in developed country as well as in developing country. And what's the interesting fact is that, as we are the student of the computer science, so that disease actually maintain its own network. For example, if brown spot appears in certain part of the West Bengal, simultaneously it also appears in southern part of the China. For the sake of simplicity, I consider or some part of the America. So this is the interesting thing, that whenever this disease actually appears, this disease actually appears sporadically, okay, here and there. So it maintains a common network. So this is the global problem. So you see from the image, this is the early stage of the brown spot and blast disease of the rice. I take this picture, and you see that in both the cases, on the rice leaves, some scars actually appear. And you see to the naked eye, it is too difficult to identify what type of scars actually occur. Is it brown spot or is it blast? Okay, both actually very dangerous disease. And what's the problem we see? That when it appears, the farmer actually is not able to identify what type of disease and when that actually the scar actually spread. Then after a couple of days, they identify this is the brown spot, and then some pesticide or fungicide they actually apply. But at that time, that brown spot actually spread throughout the plant bodies, and you see that the ultimately the yield loss. This is the reason. So our technology cell actually developed one classifier which is AI based, artificial intelligence based classifier, and this classifier is known as the CT classifier, SMRITI CT classifier, and by which we can identify the disease. How? Because whenever the disease actually appears on the leaves, it actually change the texture and also the color, that means the surface area of the leaves. Okay, and our classifier, CT classifier, is able to identify what type of texture modification actually occur, and depending on that, how much actually quantify the surface scanning and what's the change of the surface. It quantify the threshold value of the changing of the surface, and we actually there is a predefined value, and comparing this predefined value, we can predict that disease may appear. Okay, even we are able to identify what's the radius of the scar. Okay, and at the initial stage, when we actually we are doing the research, we see that the initial of the stage when actually scar appear, their diameter actually greatly varies, which are very much difficult to identify through the naked eye. So in that case, we actually apply the artificial intelligence AI as well as the IoT based application for disease identification, specifically brown spot and blast. Okay, and this is another mineral deficiencies, because to the naked eye again it is difficult to identify, because you see that this is the actually pictures of the rice leaves of the various type of different mineral deficiencies. For example, if there is iron deficiency or there is a magnesium deficiency, we are not able to identify again through the naked eye because they are closely related. Okay, so what actually farmer actually try to identify? How they actually try to identify? They actually maintain one color scale. Okay, for example, that color scale contain different shades for different deficiencies of the minerals. So when they actually think that something actually happened to their naked eye, they actually simply take the color scale and try to match with the color. Okay, if that portion actually match with the color shade, then they actually think that this is due to this reason. Of course, you understand this is not the proper way. So in that case, we actually apply the image processing based technique. We also develop some technology, and in that case, we actually get we are getting a lot of help from the International Research Institute of Philippines, and they also appreciated our talks. And so we try to build one app for that purpose, so that our farmers can easily, freely, they can access the app and they can identify what type of disease actually occurs, what type of mineral deficiency actually occurs. In that case, we actually design one specific cloud for this is known as the Macout cloud, where we actually upload. Already we have developed one website, dedicated website, cpf.macoutwb.net. That website specifically designed in bilingual mode, in Bengali as well as the English. And we actually, you know that we actually develop this website for our farmers. So farmers actually, there is an option, so where farmer actually upload their problem, and we actually verify, and then we give the assistance. Okay, this is the till now we actually develop this type of applications for our farmers. Now, this is another application of the technology. What type of technology I have already explained. That first one is the image processing, and this is of course for the disease identification, disease prediction, and also the drone-based technology. But what we see, because in our Horingata campus, this is the large campus in Kalyani, West Bengal, or adjacent to Kolkata. In Horingata campus, we actually use the drone, but what's the problem we see? That we are not able to do the surface scanning. When we developed the actually cart with the camera, we are able to identify what type of disease actually occurs, and even we can scan the leaf surface also. So this is the image processing application where we develop the software. Then deep learning, because you know that the deep learning or artificial, of course, it is the one of the artificial learning process. So we actually train our software with lot of case studies, and we see that we actually apply the deep learning process in weather monitoring. This is the important part, because weather, a lot of factors are there, and we see that in previous cases our satellite is there. The satellite gives a lot of information, but what's the information they provide? This is the macroclimatic information, not microclimatic. For example, I give one example in North Bengal, where the tea cultivation is one of the important part in their livelihood. They actually, when something occurs during the winter season, when some raining or anything occurs, a hailstorm actually occurs in the winter season, the huge amount of the leaves, tea leaves actually become infected by some red spider. So in that case, this is the microclimatic condition. So a lot of IoT devices are there. So that IoT devices actually capture the different information of the weather, and they send the information to us, and we actually just calculate, and we also process the data and give the output that something may be happening. Okay. So this is the weather monitoring, microclimatic based weather monitoring, and for that purpose, we actually develop the weather station. And of course, we also maintain the monitoring the water level and the moisture of the soil, because we actually get the TQ3, and we are doing the research work, collaborative research work with the Islamic Institute of Kashmir University. And in Kashmir, what's the issue there? The apple cultivation is one of the important, actually important part of their life. And they actually see that when the soil moisture becomes, when the soil moisture change, it actually directly affect on the disease. Some disease actually appears on the apple tree. Okay. So what type of optimum or moisture, water level actually required, they are not able to predict. So in that case, we are working with them along with the CDAC Kolkata, and we are developing one software for that purpose, so that in future they can identify how much water actually required for the apple tree. Okay. So this is the another application of the deep learning process. And third one is the precision farming, because this is the important concept of the smart farming concept. Precisely, we have to apply the pesticide and fungicide, because what's the normal traditional process? That we give some money to some of them, they spray the pesticide and fungicide all over the field, and it creates a problem, because both the healthy plants as well as the diseased plants actually get the pesticide and fungicide, and it changes the soil pH, of course. So precisely, we have to calculate where it is required. So this is in that case, we actually develop some IoT based applications and sensors, and also we apply the precision farming concept for the remote based agricultural monitoring, because under our university, a lot of colleges are there throughout the West Bengal. So we want to develop some microclimatic based information center throughout the West Bengal, and try to collect the information, weather information as well as soil moisture information from the different parts of the world and different parts of the West Bengal, and we want to make a land map based on that. Okay. So this is the precision farming based application of the Center of Precision Farming, CPF, okay, of our university. Now, in the second part, that is the cost-effective polyhouse, CEF. This is one of the important part, because why we actually opt for the polyhouse. Only for that, polyhouse actually gives some controlled environment where we can cultivate different types of crops, different types of plants. Okay. So we actually develop one cost-effective polyhouse, because traditionally, what we see that whenever we want to make a polyhouse, the cost is huge. So the poor farmer is not able to actually develop this type of polyhouse. So we actually develop the cost-effective CEF cost-effective polyhouse, 1/10 of the normal cost of the polyhouse. With the what's the features? This is the bamboo base, and this is the cost-effective, easy to implement, and IoT-based alignment sensor is there. You got the patent and for that polyhouse. And second one is a lot of sensors are there. and all the sensors are not costly. Lot of sensors are there. So we take the information from the sensors, and of course, we develop some logic depending on some fuzzy. This is the example of the fuzzy system. So we develop some IoT based infrastructure for that purpose, sensor based. When the actually in a temperature the polyhouse actually increase, then automatically the regulation chain is there, which actually able to maintain the temperature of the optimum temperature inside the polyhouse. So different types of sensor based applications is there. And third one is important, which is the hybrid NFT, because nutrient film technology is one of the important part of the vertical farming, smart farming, because that the disease, when we concentrate on the disease part, actually the disease actually mainly appears from the disease. Why disease appear? It is mainly for the soil, from the soil. Actually, from the soil, it comes from the soil, because soil is the main reason for the disease. So if we cultivate the crops without the soil, then there is no concept, or there is no probability of appearing the disease on my crop. Okay. So therefore, what we actually develop one technology, this is known as the hybrid NFT based technology, where we cultivate lot of crops in our polyhouse. That polyhouse we actually build on the on our campus in city, at the top, at the rooftop. So this is the another concept by which we can make the food for our own purpose. So that actually I tell you one thing, that within 100 square feet polyhouse, we actually cultivate more or less 1400 crops, 1400 plants, sorry, not crop, 1400 plants. So you think the vertical space of the polyhouse we use, so a lot of stacks are there, and we use the vertical space, and we actually cultivate huge amount of crops within 100 square feet space. So this is, by this way, we can mitigate the food scarcity. Okay. So this is the another hybrid NFT concept. And last one is important, but it is very much important. This is because limited amount of water is required for the cultivation. Because whenever we develop the hybrid NFT technology, we use the same amount of water repeatedly. So minimum amount of water, because whenever the growth of the population is increasing, and whenever we want to develop some smart city, we know that we also think about the condition, about the water level at the ground. Okay, so whenever we actually develop the smart farming for a smart city, same amount of water we can use. So this is our hybrid NFT technology. So where we apply this technology in our CEF cost-effective polyhouse. So now this is the some pictures of our cost-effective polyhouse. At the topmost corner, you see that the bamboo polyhouse is there, and after that the cross alignment of the hybrid stack. Okay, this is the plant on the hybrid stack, and this is the plants. Okay, and this is the crops growing. How much crops on a single whole of the area? You see that huge amount of crops. This is the sensor, different types of sensors. Okay. So this is the real picture. Yesterday, I have collected that picture from my polyhouse. So this type of polyhouse we can build on the rooftop of our home, of our flat. Okay, even we can use this type of control environment in our flat balcony or veranda. Okay, that's not the issue. We can develop the crops. Even we can use the artificial light. Okay, even we can develop the crops inside the room also. Now, what's the future scope? I just give you. The first one is the research and collaboration. I have already explained that. We actually we are doing the collaborative research work with Science and Institute of Science and Technology, University of Kashmir, and we actually were doing 7 projects with them, and most of them are the agricultural based smart farming project. And second one, we are doing the research work with Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. And that research work is very much interesting research work, because we want to develop one app by which that app can help farmer to speak in their own language and they also get the solution from this app. I just give one example, because you know India is a multilingual country and lot of dialects are there. For example, in our Bengali, there are more or less 45 dialects are there. So at North Bengal, the people actually are communicating in such a manner we are not able to understand sometimes. So you know that the among the 70% farmers, 30% farmers are illiterate. So they use the smartphone. But whenever I want to give some information in their smartphone, they are not able to understand what I am saying because they are illiterate. So in that case, they can use this type of apps by which they can get the information in their own language. Even whenever they speak, we also get their problem, and we can solve their problem. So this type of speech to text and text to speech software applications we are developing, and that project is funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So we are among the one of the institute, only the institute in West Bengal who are working with the Indian Institute of Science, and this is our research and collaboration. Along with, we also we are trying to do the research work with IIT Kharagpur. Okay, and during the inauguration of our central precision farming in our university, the director of the IIT Kharagpur was present. And second, this is one of the vital part that we want to develop our own food, make your own food, because this is, I think, we think that whenever we opt for the smart city, we also develop our own food. Okay, so only for how? With the help of the technology. And third one is the develop the cost-effective weather station for microclimate. This is important because till now, what type of weather station actually we use, this is very costly. For example, whenever we install one weather station, we see that the cost more or less 2 to 3 lakhs. Okay, so we want to develop some IoT-based microclimate based sensor by which we can analyze the weather condition, the climatic condition of some areas. Okay, and fourth one is, of course, I have explained the speech-to-text and text-to-speech application development with IISc Bangalore. So in near future, our farmer will be able to access these free apps in their phone, and by which they can tell their problem in their own native language, and we understand their language. Either it may be Tamil, or it may be Gujarati, or it may be Bengali, or it may be Hindi, anything else, and we can give the solution to them, and they can understand in their own language, in their own dialects. So this is our future scope that we want to do, or we are doing. Okay, and I think this is all. And hope in the question answer session, if someone asks me the question definitely on the smart farming, then I can give you the answer. Okay, so thank you.
Thank you, Sanyal sir. It was a really nice session. Actually, you have touched very innovative concept, that is smart farming. Our participants must have enjoyed. Now I invite Dr. Achyut Sarkar. Please carry on, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Very good afternoon, all of you. I must thank you, the Institute of Engineering and Coordinating Institute, Veer Narmad, Gujarat. And I thank you to Dr. H.O. Thakkar, President of IEI, and giving me this opportunity to today's webinar. So now I share my screen. Today, I am going to discuss that IoT-based smart city infrastructure and its application and model. So, in our daily life, we are using the smart city concept. From just morning, smart garbage disposal. We are in Arunachal Pradesh, Itanagar, in a border state, the main thing is what happened in the morning session. Deputy Commissioner oblique DC, he just censor all the vehicles, the garbage collecting vehicles. It is roaming clearly, and it is controlled by the Itanagar Municipality Corporation. So it is start with smart garbage disposal. Then after you start in the second phase, it is called smart tracker or smart watch for fitness. And then third one, it is called smart kitchen concept. And then fourth, it is called smart transportation system and some traffic, and then smart signaling system, then biometric based authentication, biometric authentication in IoT base. So in smart office. So these are the entire day. It is start from morning day, and it is evening and night. You are working with the peripherals of smart activities and smart components. So now I am in what is in a smart city. So my discussion is what is in smart city. A smart city uses information and communication technology to improve the operational efficiency, share the information with the public, and provide a better quality of government service and citizen welfare. The main goal of smart city is to optimize city function and promote economic growth while also improving the quality of life for citizens by using smart technologies and data analysis. The value lies in how to technology is used to, rather than simply how much technology is available. This is now one city. It is called in Singapore. There are the smart, all the attributes are there. The history of smart cities, the concept of smart cities began as far back as the 1960s and 1970s, when the US Community Analysis Bureau began using the database, photography and cluster analysis to collect the data and direct resource and issues report in order to direct services against the disaster and the reduce of the poverty. This led to the creation of the first generation of smart cities. The first generation of smart city was delivered by the technology providers and understand the implication of technology on daily life. This led to the second generation of smart city, which looked how smart technologies and other innovation could create joined up municipal solution. The history of smart cities, the third generation of smart cities took the control away the technology providers and the city leaders, instead the creating a model of involved in the public enabled social inclusion and community engagement. This third generation model was adopted by Vienna, who created the partnership with the local wind energy company along with citizens to invest the local solar plants, as well as the working with the public to resolve the gender equality, affordable house issues. Such adaptation is continued around the world, including Vancouver, which 30,000 citizens co-created the Vancouver Green Cities 2020 Action Plan. The smart city use the variety of software, user the interface, communication network alongside the Internet of Things, that is the main component IoT, to deliver the connected solution for the public of this. The IoT is the most important. The IoT, a network connect device, the communication of exchange data. See, the IoT is a network of connected devices that communicate exchange data. This can include anything from vehicles to home appliance, non-street sensor and on-street sensor, and data collect from this device is stored in a cloud or the server to allow the improvement to be made to both public and private sector efficiencies and deliver the economic benefit and improvement to the lives of citizens. Smart cities technology, the last component, the many of IoT devices use edge computing, which ensure that only the most relevant and important data is delivered over the communication network. In addition, a security system implemented to protect, monitor, and control the transmission of data from the smart city network to prevent unauthorized access to the IoT network cities data platform. So this is the society 5.0, that IoT, then big data, then AI, and solution of better human life. So this is our daily life household. The smart city technologies are smart city also use technology including application programming interface, APIs, artificial intelligence, cloud computing service, dashboards, machine learning, machine to machine communications, and mesh networks. So these are the peripherals or attributes. Smart city features, combination automation, machine learning, and the IoT is allowing for the adaptation of smart city technology for the varieties of application. For example, smart parking, and help the driver to find parking space, and also allow for digital payment. Another example would be smart traffic management to monitor traffic flows and the optimize traffic light to reduce the congestion, and the ride sharing service can also be managed by smart city infrastructure. Smart city features can also include energy conversion and environmental efficiencies such as street light that dim when the roads are empty. Such smart grid technologies can improve everything from operational to maintenance and planning to power supply. Smart city initiative can also be used to combat climate change and air pollution, as well as waste management and sanitation via internet-enabled rubbish collection, bins, and fleet management system. Smart building can also offer real-time space management for structural health, monitoring, and feedback to determine whether the repair are necessary. Citizen can also access the system to notify officials of any problem such as potholes, while sensor can also monitor infrastructure problem such as leaks and water pipe. In addition, smart city technology can improve the efficiency and technology, urban farming, energy use, and more. Smart cities can connect all manner of service to provide joint up solution for citizens. So this is one of the key features that smart manufacturing, smart government, mobility, Wi-Fi, smart digital citizen, open data. It is used in healthcare, smart farming, agriculture, smart building, smart grid energy utilities, smart transportation. So this is a holistic development in a particular society in the smart cities features, like in our day-to-day life. Then how smart city works? Smart city follow four steps to improve the quality of life, enable economic growth through a network of connected IoT device and other technologies. These steps are follows: collection, analysis, communication, and action. So collection, smart sensor gather real-time data. Analysis, the data is analyzed to gain insight into the operation of city service and the operations. Communication, the result of the data analysis and are communicated to decision makers. Action is taken to improve operations, manage the asset to improve the quality of city life for the residents. How smart city works? The ICT framework brings together real-time data from connected assets, object, machine to improve decision making. However, in addition, citizens are able to engage and interact with smart city ecosystem through mobile devices and connect vehicles and building. By preparing devices with data and the infrastructure of the city, it is possible to cut cost, improve the sustainability, streamline factors such as energy distribution and reuse collection, as well as offering reduced traffic congestion and improve air quality. So this is Singapore city. Why smart cities are important? 54% of the world population live in cities. The expected rise of 66% by 2050, adding the further 2.5 billion people of the urban population over the next 2 decades. With the expected population growth, there comes a need to manage environmental and social economic sustainability of resources. Smart cities allow citizens and local government authorities to work together to launch initiatives and use smart technologies to manage the asset of resource in the growing of urban environment. Why do we need them? A smart city should provide an urban environment, deliver high quality of life resident while also gathering economic growth. This means delivering a journey up sharing a citizen with reduced infrastructure cost. This becomes increasingly important in the light of the future population growth in urban areas where more efficient use of infrastructure and asset will be required. Smart city services and application will allow for this improvement, which will lead to higher quality of life for citizens. Smart city improvement also provide new value of existing infrastructure while creating new revenue stream and operational efficiencies to help save money for government and citizens. Smart city challenges. For all the benefit offered by the smart cities, there are also challenges to overcome. These include government officials allow widespread participation from citizens. There is also need to private and public sector to align the residents to so that everyone can positively contribute to the community. Smart city project need to transparent and available the citizen via an open data portal or mobile app. This allow resident to engage the data to complete proposal like paying bill, finding efficient transportation option, accessing energy consumption in the home. So these all require a solid and secure system of data collection and shortage of prevent hacking or misuse. Smart city data is also needed to prevent the privacy of issues from arise. The largest challenge is probably the connectivity with thousands or even millions of IoT devices need to connect to work of unison. This will allow services to be joined up and ongoing improvement to be made on demand increases. So smart city challenges technology aside, smart cities also need account for social factor that provide a cultural fabric and attractive resident and other sense of place. This particular important for these cities. They are being created from the ground up and need to attract residents. Are they secure? This is the question. Are they secure? Smart city are plenty of benefit to improve citizen safety, such as connected surveillance system, intelligent roadways, and public safety monitoring. But what about the protecting the smart cities themselves? There is a need to ensure smart cities are protected from cyber attack, hacking, and data theft, while also making sure the data that is reported is accurate. Are they secure? In order to manage security to smart cities, there is need to implement measures such as physical data faults, resisting authentication management, and ID solution. Citizens need to trust the security of smart cities, which means government, private sector, enterprise, software developers, device manufacturers, engineer provides a network service manager need to work together to deliver integrated solution with core security objectives. So this is one of the example of the smart city town. And are they secure? These are availability, integrity, accountability. Availability data needs to be available in real time with reliability access in order to make sure it perform its function in monitoring the various parts of the smart city infrastructure. Integrity, the data must not only be readable, available, but it also be accurate. This also means safeguard against manipulation from outside. Confidentiality, sensitivity data needs to be kept confidential, safe, and authenticated access. This may mean farewell or the anomalies of data. Accountability, system user need to accountable for their action and interaction with the sensitive data system. User logs should record who is the access the information to ensure accountability should there be an problem. So these are the secure area of smart cities. One is availability, integrity, confidentiality, accountability. So the city stage in Singapore is considered to be one of the front runner in the race to the creating of fully smart cities with IoT cameras monitoring the cleanliness of the public space, crowd density, and the movement of the registering. These are the application I am talking about. These are the application where Singapore is go ahead other cities. So registering vehicles, Singapore also says system to monitor energy use, waste management, and water use in real time. In addition, there is autonomous vehicle testing and monitoring system to ensure the health and well-being of senior citizens. Elsewhere, Kenas city has introduced smart street light, interactive kiosk, and over 50 blocks of free Wi-Fi, parking space details, traffic flow measurements, and pedestrian hotspot are also available to reside via cities data visualization app. So example, other cities like San Diego, meanwhile, has installed 3,200 smart sensor, optimized traffic flow and parking, as well as enhancing public safety and environmental awareness. Electric vehicles are supported by solar to electric charging station and connected cameras monitor for traffic problem and crime. So this San Diego as well as Delhi police is also using this smart phone and smart camera and through image processing. So to reduce the crime in Delhi, so now Delhi police use this kind of image processing technique. They are using traffic by camera, and now this traffic monitoring system are also in place in Dubai, which has telemedicine and smart healthcare solution, as well as smart building, education and tourism option. Barcelona also use smart transportation system with bus stop offering free Wi-Fi and USB charging ports, along with bike sharing program and smart parking app, including online payment option. Temperature, pollution and noise are also measured using the sensor that also covering humidity and rainfall. So these are the applications. Smart health technology combines smart technology, latest mobile device with health. Nowadays, numerous initiatives have been designed and encourage a broader view of health and well-being. Thus, smart wearables devices like fitness tracker or fitness bands, even the health assessment app in smartphones have gained attention among the fitness enthusiasts. Smart health technology interacts energy with data, produce those devices which can analyzed by the doctor, researchers and healthcare professionals for better personal diagnostic and solution. This digital record have cost and time of both patient and hospital, and they can not only offer the personalized treatment and medicine, but also give preventive measures through the real-time data collection. This is the figures of smart healthcare system and role of technologies in smart cities healthcare. Connectivity provide the foundation of smart city services, and it acts as enabler of the smart healthcare, as well as with the help of these citizens are able to communicate with the authorities easily, and it helps authorities as well as the gather more health data of its citizen, which in return can be used to inform further city and service planning that makes public health care priority. Here, IoT plays an important role. IoT in healthcare allows connecting data collected from smart devices and sensor to extract the value inside. It would help assimilating a data collected from the test intensity, monitor and condition the patient, and then convey the information to the doctor and the staff in real time, thus improving the effectiveness in overall healthcare system. In the near future, personal IoT-based health checking device will change the way we track the health of individuals. The role of technology in smart city healthcare: when a health data is collected, it needs to be analyzed and managed for accurate treatment, and here artificial intelligence and automation are applied. AI is also applied to perform tasks like analyzing laboratory, test, X-ray, CT scan, and data entry. AI-based app can be used to access the current medicine condition of patient and then can provide assistance of medical consultation. Technology like blockchain redefine the method of maintaining and populating electronic health record, as well as they also help link them to other services like payment and insurance. This is very important, payment and insurance. These advanced technologies are very critical in making the healthcare and more determined process with the concerned result with service that is more pertinent to the lifestyle of the modern citizens. Smart healthcare has many benefits for smart cities, and these apply to the patient, government, and medical fraternity and vendors. With the concept of smart cities in place, the citizen can expect smart services to be provided in every sphere of the city. Smart healthcare assists in the fulfillment of these exceptions of offering the smooth healthcare experience. Further, the capabilities such as smart parking, automated patient registration, smart wards, ICUs, online payment system, etc., improve the patient experience. The use of technology healthcare is also lead to improve the accurate of diagnostic treatment, resulting the better efficiency of the medicine, nursing staff. It is also the patient engagement levels, communication between different departments in the healthcare organization is enhanced with the use of digital technology, ensuring streamlined services. Smart health elements such RTLS can track the patient and the staff members in the hospital for improved service speed and patient safety. This is important. The combination of this aspect is beneficial for the government as the health wellness of the people improve quality of service in healthcare adds to the national economy and global reputation. Creating the smart connected system for urban areas provide a great many benefit for citizens around the world. Not only the improve of quality of life, but also ensure stability and the best possible the sustainability and the best possible use of resource. These solutions are dependent on a unified approach from the government as well as the private sector and the resident themselves with the correct support infrastructure. However, smart cities can use advanced such as Internet of Things to enhance the lives and residents create a joined up living solution for the growing global urban citizenship. So these are the journal paper on my smart city title. That paper title blockchain and IoT based secure futures city architecture. These are the paper on smart cities, then blockchain technology, supply chain management, water quality. These are the book chapter. These are the paper. And we have a 3 patent on IoT. So this is case study which we are doing presently, So smart resonance catalyst, the project in Smart Hub that we are working in NIT in Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, and some part of Europe, that hubs in other countries, US, Europe, and Asia, that smart campuses in digital. So this is our we are collaborating with international team, Singapore. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Sarkar sir, I request you to switch off your screen,
Yes, yes.
please, sharing the screen.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Sarkar sir. So thank you all panelists for delivering the very important or crucial topics regarding smart cities. Aditi madam, really I appreciate effort to connect this smart city with Industry 4.0 as I belongs to mechanical domain. So I have never thought that both topic can be connected in this much detail. You have also discussed about 7-layer model of smart cities. It's a very conceptualized thing. There is also one question from the participants that we are discussing after the conclusion of all the discussion from panelists, that why that you have said one model, you have narrated problem and you have said one model regarding smart cities. So there is one question also. So be prepared to answer that. Is this model have been served in India or somewhere else? And if in India, if not in India, then what we can go for this model, whether it is possible or not. Then I really respect Pritimoy sir. Sir, you are doing a great job. I must say, we are agricultural country. We are our main concern of the India, the Bharat. And you are connecting this IoT. So I must say participants have been really appreciated your work. I was very keenly observing your presentation. You have narrated from problem 1 to 4. Obviously it is not my domain, but I must appreciate that you have concisely explained the small and fragmental land, then lack of mechanization. It is very, expecting topic that researchers has to do. I also appreciate your word regarding precision farming. As we belongs to mechanical, we are always think about precision measurement, but you came across with the word precision farming and remote-based agriculture and monitoring. I must say we do have a majority of the land, as I belongs to certain government domain of Gujarat also, and we have a largest sea bank or sea shore in the entire Bharata, and we do have this much very untouched land that is totally unutilized in by some way. Suppose वो government domain में पड़ी है or we are not utilizing. So with this concept we can utilize in a great way. Then let us discuss about Sarkar sir presentation. Sarkar sir, you have given 4 important parameters. I appreciate that collection, analysis, communication and action. I must say researchers are doing collection, analysis, communication, everything, but it is high time to get it into action. If we can't go for action, then I must say all this research work will be in only journal or in some published book. So I appeal to all the participants that you please connect with these panelists. I must say, Achyut Sarkar sir have also said few objectives of course, and that is availability, integrality, credentialability, and accountability. He has also narrated some benefits of smart cities, why we have to go for. So, I heartily thanks on behalf of whole South Gujarat Local Center and Institutions of Engineers India for all 3 panelists to deliver such a great knowledge. There are many questions, but let me have a few. There is a question for Pritimoy sir. Sir, is there any progress in vertical farming? And have we implemented a complete smart farming technique in any of the cities in India?
Yes, of course. Actually, first of all, I tell you that as the vertical farming is the combination of the technology as well as the agriculture. Okay.
Okay.
A lot of people from different agricultural domain as well as the software domain actually come jointly and work on vertical farming, because vertical farming is nothing but the sensor-based farming, where traditional concept of the farming actually totally change. Okay, so where we can apply different sensor, so IoT-based application as well as the mechanical application, because whenever we develop the vertical stack, because in vertical farming, why it is vertical? As we never use the soil, so we use the space, so vertical space, the empty space. So therefore, we maintain a stack, we prepare a stack. So for that purpose, this is a combination of the mechanical domain as well as the computer science domain as well as the agricultural domain. Problem
Okay.
is agriculture, solution both from mechanical as well as the computer.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. There is one question specifically, I must say it's for Aditi madam. Madam, are these statistics valid for India that you have presented in your presentation, or have we undertaken any independent study in this area?
Sir, actually, the study is adopted by the ITUT, that is the organization which has proposed the concept of a smart city. Okay, and all the smart city concept varies like city by city, because the problem in cities, all the cities are different. We cannot say that we can predict only one model for justifying our smart city. And India is on the it's a planning stage, not it's developed yet. Okay, we cannot say any city is a smart city, and we need to do a lot of effort to make the smart city. And there was one question that if there is a failure, then what are the backup planning for the smart city? First we need to develop, after that we need to plan for the failure backup, because like what Singapore, okay, Singapore is a smart city, they also have their failure backup and their strategy to recover all those things. What, because like technology, we cannot rely only on the technology. It's India, and we are varying in the size, varying in the population, varying in the like environment, varying in the weather. So we need to develop a strategical format also. And this is the example, and this is a model adopted by the standardized organization. So we need to compare all those models with our country and with our strategies. So I adopted that model. That's why.
Okay, thank you, madam. Now, there is a question from our participant Pooja for Sarkar sir. Sir, are IoT application is useful in construction, transportation sector also? And if it is so, can you explain it with please?
Yes, sir. It is some month ago we are making one copyright and also a paper, research paper, that
Okay.
IoT based traffic control as well as accident detection system. It is a model, that accident detection model, and which we are working in the area of Hyderabad. So my research team, they are working on, and we also write copyright on it. So this is sensor based, sensor and GPS based system, and we are using cloud computing.
Okay. 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 So this is your positive remark for this question. Pritimoy sir, maybe it is a question for you. Somebody is asking regarding that the data, remote sensing data, that the satellite data based on crop disease identification using hyperstatically remote sensing data are available in India through Respond project of ISRO. So I hope you are using ISRO remote sensing data. I hope you can make use of them to see the small and marginal farms with few samples of drone survey and field samples. So this is the question I am not getting. It is your domain. Hope you got the question.
Yeah, actually, I'll tell you what, before I give the answer, actually, I share one screen. Just I show you, just 1 minute. Actually, we already use the ISRO data.
Okay.
But what's the problem? I just shared the screen. This is the ISRO data that actually incorporate in our, I think, is it visible?
Yeah, visible.
Yeah. So we use the data, what actually person actually asks the question and give the information. Of course, we use the ISRO data and we populate the data on our website and we give the data to our farmers. You see that each and every part of the district are interactive. So whenever you place the cursor on it, you see that what's the prediction, what's the satellite prediction. But look that information we get from the ISRO is the district level information, and they use 5 kilometer cross 5 kilometer grid system. So it is in case of the tea or any sensitive plant like the cash crop, like the potato, where the microclimate based information is very much important. For example, if certain district of a West Bengal actually gets some rain, it affects only that area, not adjacent to that place. Okay, so we are trying to accumulate both the ISRO data as well as the microclimatic data for the predictive purpose. This is the answer. I think that person actually get the answer from me. One thing I actually tell to before conclusion, I want to tell to Dr. Ketan that whatever you say that the Gujarat, I know that the Gujarat actually huge amount of the seashore area is there, where we can use the actually mechatronics as well as the agriculture. Okay, precision farming, because we can use the drone technology. Because you know that the drone manually it is too tedious job to cover all the seashore area, but we can apply the drone. We can even apply the remote sensing technology for the precision based farming on the seashore area of your area, Gujarat. Okay, so I think that if you want, you can collaborate with us. We have the great team, research team. So of course we can ahead. Okay.
Okay. Noted, sir. Hope our participants have got satisfactory response also. The time of conclusion, I must say, this is my personal view that we all know that India lives in villages. India don't live in cities. So, and we are always talking about IoTs in smart cities and AI in smart cities. But I appeal all the researchers and participants who may have interest in this concept. So why we are not working for IoT or smart villages? So we must have to think as being a researcher community, why we are not working for that. Obviously, Sarma madam has said that many of the community are residing in metros. But if we really see the data, India lives in villages. India have a great lands available over there. So this may be the crux of these technical sessions. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, participants. Let me move ahead with the conclusion of this webinar. Honorable, our respected Hemant Thackeray sir, President IEI. Unfortunately, our chairman committee, Dr. G. Ranganath, was not able to join due to some technical reason. Our honorable chairman of South Gujarat Local Center, Gujarat, Surat, Gujarat, Dr. Jignesh Vagasia. My most valued and definitely the key persons of today's webinar, that is panelist Dr. Aditi Sharma, Dr. Pritimoy Sanyal, and Achyut Sarkar. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to extend my vote of thanks on this occasion. I, Professor K.D. Panchal, Senior Faculty at Government Engineering College, Surat, Subzonal Officer, Placement Cell Education Department, Gujarat, and Honorable Secretary of IEI South Gujarat Local Center. Let me call it fraternity of all engineers here together, and on my own behalf, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to all expert panelists for gracing your important work and sharing with us your deep knowledge and opinions today. Thank you. Thank you, Sarkar sir. Thank you, Sharma madam. And thank you, Sanyal sir. I may like to express our sincere thanks to Dr. Hemant Thackeray, President IEI, G. Ranganath sir, for their valuable presence and their presidential address during the sessions. The key person of these sessions, Mr. Kingsuk Sen, I also extend my thanks to him also for their enormous cooperation in organizing this event. Thank you, Kingsuk Sen, sir. So at last, respected chairman, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to state that we are all most grateful to all panelists on this stage. We thank you all the participants for being with us this evening. It is a great pleasure and it's a great evening. Thank you. Jai Bharat. Kingsuk Sen,
Thank you,
up to
everyone.
you. Kingsuk Saab, over to you. Maybe he is having a technical issue. So I declare this webinar has been completed. Thank you, participants, and thank you, panelists. Thank you, Agassia sir. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Take care.
I've talked to him. He's going to close the session.
Okay, no issue, sir.